Hey, what is up guys, my name is Fire, and today I want to talk a little bit about Call of Duty World War II zombies and Tryarch zombies. Now, we have seen Tryarch zombies since Call of Duty World War. Now, this was the last COD World War II game that we have ever saw, and with this, it brung Nocturne Totem. The last zombies, or the first zombies that we've ever seen in Call of Duty, and it was very unique and very innovative for the time. This mode is very simplistic with no perks, no pack-a-punch, nothing. It's just a very simple based mode, and it doesn't really have any anything special to it, really. It doesn't really have any in-depth Easter eggs, in-depth stuff to do. It doesn't have a whole lot of customization as such, but it was simple. It had a box, it had some doors to open, had a couple of guns on the wall, some wall buys, and that was pretty much it. The zombies came in through the things. You can also rebuild the barriers, and you just try to survive as long as you can. And it was so cool at the time. It was so unique and innovative, and we never saw anything like this before. This is one of the greatest horde systems in any shooter, any game, anything that we have ever seen. We saw things from Halo as such. I'm pretty sure Halo had some sort of player versus AI type thing. But without a doubt, even if you hate Call of Duty with all your guts, a lot of people would say this, even people who are not Call of Duty fans as such, not fans of the multiplayer or the campaign or whatever, people will say that Call of Duty Zombies, at least Tryarch Zombies, is some of the best horde systems ever. Definitely. So many people fell in love with this system, and so many people fell in love with this and got into Call of Duty for zombies. Specifically me, I got into Call of Duty playing Black Ops 1 Zombies. That's literally how I got more innovated, how do I say it? Innovated to the franchise? Yeah, that's how I got more into the franchise as a whole. Once I started playing Black Ops and once I started playing Kino, I've put so many days, so many hours, so many years, it feels like, into Kino. I love that map so much, and it just feels like that Tryarch Zombies is definitely my favourite, and I definitely think it will be my favourite. And even though I don't play their zombies a whole lot as much now, it doesn't mean I don't love it. But with Call of Duty World War II Zombies, what we have saw is a lot more dark and gritty look or take on zombies. Now, it's not to say that Nocturne Totem or the previous zombies maps before that, like Kino or even Mob of the Dead from Black Ops 2, anything like that, is not dark. They definitely are. Mob of the Dead has some really dark and brutal stuff in that map, from dead bodies hanging from the ceiling and different shit, and there's blood all over the map. There's some really dark atmosphere in Kino as well, with some really creepy sound effects. I believe you can actually maybe hear the sounds of ghosts or something in the background in Kino. There's some really freaky music and atmosphere in that map, and that's another reason why I love it. And I remember playing it when I was younger. I first got the game, and I remember the sound of the dogs specifically ringed and tuned into my head. I actually forget what it makes, but it's just sound that really terrified me when I was younger. I don't know, whenever I first played it, the sounds of the dogs and the dogs themselves, whenever they came in, it was just it felt dark. But from what we saw of Call of Duty World War II Zombies, it looks very fun. It looks very dark, and it looks like it's going to be very interesting, especially in the first couple of playthroughs. I'm imagining there's going to be some jump scares here and there and different things like that. I imagine this map's definitely going to be a lot spookier than anything we've ever saw in zombies before. And as I said, we saw some pretty creepy stuff, and even though it may not look like it from the surface, if you listen closely to the sound effects and look off in the distance on some maps, and you really take in on the detail and the shit that is put into these maps, it's really scary. So it is it can be really terrifying, so it can be, even in Tryarch Zombies. So I'm really interested and excited to see how World War II Zombies is going to end up as, and we don't really know much about it, so I can't really say too much about it. I still think in a lot of fans' hearts, Tryarch Zombies will always be #1, but I definitely think Sledgehammer is going to do a great job with zombies this year, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave the video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.